You're welcome. It'll be $350 for my services.
Go fuck yourself. Okay. Anywho,
Welcome to Two in the Closet, where the air is warm, the bras are optional, and the wisdom is hard won. Are diving into the wonderful, ridiculous world of bucket lists. We're talking big dreams, micro adventures, and the stuff we used to think mattered before our backs started making weird noises. So, from sloths to space travel and just making it through the week without losing our keys, we're checking the things off, laughing our way through the list, and maybe even rewriting what living fully looks like after 50.
sounds good.
I'm Beth,
I'm Jennifer.
and this is Two in the Closet.
It is. Okay. We are going to talk about bucket lists, big bucket lists, small bucket lists, ridiculous ones. Um, do you even have a bucket list, or are you just kind of fly by, seat of your pants type chick? And also, let's talk about what we thought we would be on our list and what it was our list on our 30s and on our list today.
Awesome. I have a very, very long.
I know you do, and it's
Bucket
very,
list.
very specific.
Well, it's a theme. There's a theme, and animals and travel. So wherever that
Wherever
takes
that,
me.
so
Yeah.
what are your two biggest
Oh gosh,
bucket lists?
two is hard to say because one of the biggest dreams I have is to go to Antarctica.
Mhm.
So that's right up there.
And why Antarctica?
Because it's like the end of the world, and it's a place that few humans will ever get to see. And it's just a
Why is
whole,
that? Just because it's extremely far away?
yeah, it's uninhabitable, except for the wildlife.
Mm.
So, it's not hospitable to humans.
That's perfect for you.
I know. I feel like that's my home
And
away.
that's
That's kind of my vibe.
right. That's where you need to go.
I know, it's kind of my vibe. There's whales, there's penguins.
Right. All what you're into.
Yeah, everything. So that's tippy top of my list, but it's also the most far-fetched
Right.
of being
Okay.
able to afford.
Okay.
Um, Another thing that I want to do, and by God, I will do it before I leave this planet, is take my friends on it doesn't have to be a super yacht, but a yacht in Croatia, off the coast of Croatia.
I will be there.
I said my friends.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Oh, you think you're my friend?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just making sure I'm on
Yeah.
that sailboat.
You, Lisa, Mara, Yvette, and if we need one more
To make it
person.
even.
Yeah. I mean, that doesn't really matter, but I'll be the queen, so I don't need a partner.
Right. Exactly.
No, but I want like that many people and have a
Sounds
chef, have a captain, and treat us like we're on below deck without the cameras, just like top 5-star treatment.
It sounds amazing.
So
Those are your two big ones?
those would be my two biggest ones. What about you?
My biggest one is I want to go to Morocco. I've wanted to go to Morocco since I've been in my early 20s. I'm so drawn to I love the is it the ambiance? Is that what you would call? Um, I would say that is my biggest on the list. And I would like to ride a camel.
Okay. Well, you can do that in Morocco.
That's what yeah. So that's with
2 items, one trip.
yeah, but
Yeah.
and then
I rode a camel
really?
in Egypt.
That's so
Those are
cool.
camels, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Camel. Yeah. Mine was named Michael Jackson.
Really?
Yeah.
I rode a camel
In front of the
Arizona.
pyramids. I mean, how fucking cool is that?
I think it's beyond.
I know.
I think that's fucking cool. So Morocco is a big one. And then another one, I would love to go to the Orient.
Asia.
Hong Kong, maybe I would like to wear a kimono and wear socks with those shoes, and I want to walk like this. Um, and I want to eat on the floor, not eat on the floor, but I want to sit.
Yeah, of course.
I love that. I love to sit on the floor, and I like to be on the floor. This again,
This keeps coming up
it's very
in
weird.
our
I
conversations
know.
recently.
I'm a little
I'm not quite sure what to make of it.
okay. So
I'd really
basically,
love to dive into that.
I'm a Taurus, so it's Earth. So I guess maybe I like to be close to Earth.
Oh, okay.
Like I like
Wow, that's
things
a good
down,
explanation.
like would love a bed like on the ground. I don't
Yeah.
have a bed on the ground, but I like that. It just seems very beautiful. I love the architecture that I
Mm.
see. Those are those are ones I would like
Yeah.
to do. Mhm.
I
Oh, train. I want to take a um go on a train and sleep on the train.
I want to do that. That's probably one of my top five. I want to go through the Canadian Rockies on a sleeper car.
Mm,
And I also want to go on the East Coast for fall colors on
mm,
a sleeper train. And then I want to go cross country to New York City in a sleeper car. And this is kind of like my solo trip for myself. I want to just be cut off from everything and I just want to spend those 3 days on the train writing and in
amazing.
kind of like a little mini retreat, right? Silent retreat for myself. And and then spend a week in New York and see every play I can possibly cram
Mm,
in and then get on
sounds
a
amazing.
sleeper train and come back
That
home.
sounds amazing.
This is my dream. I can
Yeah,
feel it.
that's amazing. I do want to go cross country in an RV.
I was thinking about this because somebody in my neighborhood app is renting an RV that sleeps, I think it's at eight,
Mm,
and it's festival friendly, meaning, if you were taking it to Coachella or
mm.
whatever, or Burning Man, they're okay with it and you don't run into trouble down the line. But it's a beautiful RV.
Mm.
And I thought, God, and it's fairly reasonable per night. And I thought, God, that would be so much fun for you, me, and Lisa, because I really want to go camping, and I would camp in that because
Yeah,
it's
I think we should do that.
yeah. But I thought that would be so cool. And it's funny because I just saw an episode of the Kardashians where they went out in an RV to go
It's
camp
amazing.
At Joshua Tree. And
I
I'm
love
like, oh my
Joshua
God, that
Tree.
would be
That
amazing.
would be, we should
That
do
would be
that.
close, close by, and you're out in the middle of
Yeah,
nowhere.
we should do that.
Yeah. So that's a group bucket list for me for sure. I have besides travel, I have like career bucket list, right? I want to write a bestseller
I
of
like it.
of I don't know what genre. And for the longest time, I have had this visualization of me being on CBS Mornings, being interviewed by Gail King about my bestseller book.
I love it. I
So,
love that.
yeah. So, do you have any career driven bucket items?
I could see myself on stage and I could see myself on like a sitcom set. That's
Mm-hmm.
where I would like my career
I
to
like that.
go.
And
And write
safari.
more. I would like to
Yeah,
write more. Definitely.
I forgot another one of my travel related ones. A safari.
Oh, yeah, that would be
The
awesome.
whole glamping, yurt, whatever,
Yeah,
that whole vibe. I want all of that. And that leads me to the next topic. Some of these trips are epic. They
right.
are major
Right.
investments, and
Very expensive.
and sometimes it takes you a few years to be able to afford it.
Hmm. It's
So,
true.
what do you do in the meantime? Because if we are looking to the
Right.
future,
If we're waiting.
if we're waiting because, well, I'm saving up for that, I'm saving up for that, and all your focus is up out there in the future, you're missing out on amazing
Right.
experiences you could be having now also.
Exactly. Exactly.
And I think about that with a couple of instances for me where I I'm a big fan of Joe Dispenza,
Hmm.
and he does these really great week-long retreats, and they're usually in Cancun or,
Mm,
different states,
you want to go?
not here. So there's travel plus the cost. So it's an investment for
Right.
me
Right.
at this
Of
point
course.
in time. So I put at the beginning of the year that that was one of my intentions, was to be able to go to one of those retreats. And then, like right after I wrote that, I saw a, a post in Facebook about a coming release and premiere of a documentary that he was part of in San Diego, and you could
Hmm.
buy tickets. And so I bought a ticket for me and a friend and went, and it was a Q&A with him
Oh,
afterwards.
that's
And
amazing.
what I didn't know it beforehand was that this was like the night kickoff before a 3-day workshop with him. So
Right.
all those people in that crowd mostly were there for the three-day
Right.
event,
Right.
and we were just kind of like bystanders. But I'm like, okay, so that showed the universe. The universe is progressive. So I didn't get to go to a retreat, but I got to be super close to people that were in a
Right.
retreat and have a little mini retreat for an evening.
Yeah.
So
And
that was really cool.
that is very cool.
And I want to go on a safari, right? So I want the whole wild animal experience.
You
And
could, I think, do that at the zoo.
it's not the
I
same,
know.
but
I know what I'm saying.
so instead of being able to go on a safari this summer, um, or I don't remember when this was, last fall, um, our friend Lisa and I, when we were traveling, uh, overstayed, or we took a trip through the hill country of Texas. And there's a sanctuary there
Oh, I
that
remember you telling me.
has not hippopotamuses, what are those things? Giraffes and some other
Hmm.
really big animal. God,
It
lost
will
my
come
mind.
to you.
Yeah. I know it's not a hippo, but it's big like a hippo.
Yeah, I don't know.
God, what was it?
It will come to you. Just go
Okay.
on with your story.
Move along,
Oh,
Beth.
fuck.
Um, anyway, so and the terrain is very much like looks like Africa, so it's very authentic feeling, and this beautiful wood lodge and cabins that you could stay overnight and have experiences with. But so we went to that and got to be this close. I actually, had a head of lettuce in my mouth, a leaf, and had it in my mouth, and
Oh, and the
the giraffe's big long black tongue came and swirled around it and took it out of my
That's very
mouth.
cool.
um so we got to have this amazing
That's
experience,
very cool.
and one of the giraffes had just given birth 2 weeks prior, so we got to see a 2-week-old baby too.
Oh, that's so cute.
So a micro adventure.
Yes, you could do that.
Yeah.
And I know I said I wanted to be in an RV always wanted to go cross country and sleep in an RV. Well, 2 years ago, I went to Burning Man and we rented an RV and it was
It was a micro
it
adventure.
was amazing. I mean, I slept like on the top of the I don't know what you call it. It was very cozy for like 11 nights
Yeah.
and it was
Well, that's more than a micro adventure at that point.
maybe
I
it was
forgot it
10,
was that
it
long.
was 10 days because we got stuck there, but I loved it. Like
Yeah.
I could easily live in an RV for my life. I love
Yeah.
it. So I did that
So
and
that's like that's not even that's
but I got a taste of being in the RV, of
yeah.
sleeping in the RV.
It's like a oh God, I just lost my it's a micro lifestyle,
Yes,
I
yes,
think,
yes, yeah.
because if you spent 11 days, that's not a micro adventure,
Right. It
right?
might have been 9 days.
But 9 or whatever,
Right.
anything more than 3 is not micro anymore.
That's true.
It becomes a vacation.
Right. But it's not,
But but so if you're doing it for 8, 9 days, it's more like you're testing the
Yes.
lifestyle. So hence micro lifestyle. I
Yes,
just coined that.
that's perfect. And then the Moroccan thing, there is Moroccan restaurants, but
Hmm.
there's also a hotel in Palm Springs that I want to go to.
I've seen it. I
And
know
that
what you're talking
is,
about. It's gorgeous.
yeah, so that is my next, I want to do that. Um, so you could do many things
Yeah.
without spending thousands and thousands and thousands of
Yeah.
dollars.
And there's things you can do at
I
home.
was just gonna say,
Yeah.
decoration outside, you can make it like a Moroccan thing.
Yeah.
Th
I'm
theme.
working on that right now.
Right, that's what made me
But
think of
things
it.
that are free, like taking a hike, going to the beach and walking on the beach,
Museums.
museums, a lot have discounted and free days. Um, I like acting like a tourist in my own city,
Yes,
because we live in Southern California and it's so spread out. And sometimes you find yourself
there's so
in a
many things to do.
neighborhood that you never even knew existed before, and
No, it's
you're
true.
there by happen chance or something. So, it's really cool to pretend like you're new to the area and see it through a new fresh perspective, right? And especially if you're going to a part of your county that you've never been to.
Yeah, no, it's very I was in an area a couple weeks ago and I saw this store that I've never seen and it was a plant store, but you could actually make your own like plant
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I didn't do it, but it was like, oh my God, this exists. And there's like plants all over the floor. Like, even though I didn't buy anything or participate, it was just very cool to go in and check it out.
Kind of window shop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. And that's another thing, just going down a main street. So when I don't know if it's still the same vibe, but in Orange, California, there's the Orange Circle, and it's a traffic circle. And each one of the streets that stem out of that circle, um, were kind of semi-famous for being antique stores. And
Oh
it
my
was
God, I
just,
didn't know that.
and
See,
it was like a little time capsule. Like it's the old architecture, from the 20s or 30s or whatever. Like it wasn't all built up. It was authentic and
I love
original.
that.
And so even just going there and walking around through those different shops and things and just browsing, it just kind of takes you out of your everyday. And I think a micro adventure could be I'm taking a hot bath tonight with candles and, do not disturb on the door.
Hmm.
Or it could be a 3 or 4 day getaway or a micro lifestyle to
Right,
see could I really live like this?
right.
I want to know because the van life is very tempting to me.
Yes.
It looks very much like something I would love.
Two in the closet, we could go on the road.
I know. And that was on my list too. Like things that you can do, micro adventures, take a drive up the coast, get
Right,
on the road, like
right.
go out and get some fresh air, have a sex date with your partner. I mean, I'm not partnered up, but I know enough partnered people that
That could take
that
advantage.
sometimes you got to schedule your private and intimate
Right,
time
exactly.
because life is fucking busy.
It is busy and yeah.
Do you do that? Do you and your man
What?
schedule sex dates?
Um,
Can I say that?
I don't know, can you?
Yeah, I can.
Well, yeah, things are busy, so we gotta do what we gotta do.
Oh, okay. So that's a yes, you schedule.
Surely.
Surely. Okay. Cooking together, I think
Yeah,
cooking
it's sexy.
is cooking a love language because it should be.
Yeah, it's a cookie. Um,
It's very intimate.
take a
Even
cooking class.
yeah, but even if one partner is not into cooking and they're just in the kitchen having a conversation with
Right.
you while you get ready, I personally friend lover, whatever, like no matter the gender and our relationships. I love it when I'm cooking in my kitchen and somebody's hanging out in there with me. I feel like those conversations, I don't know, it just feels really cool.
It is.
It feels
Great.
very, like I said, I think intimate is the right word. It just feels like you're preparing something with love for somebody
Right.
that you
It's
love,
true. And also,
and there's a lot of love in it.
bucket lists could be also, you could lock yourself in the house for a week and have a weekend getaway in the
Yeah.
house,
Yeah.
So
Do spa treatments on yourself.
there's all sorts of things you can do.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes you have to kick the family to the curb
Right.
if you
But
want to do that,
right.
but if you can do it, more power to you.
Exactly. Exactly.
Um, Visualizing things that are on your bucket list, I think can be very, very helpful. I do that, and sometimes those things
Well,
have manifested, right?
I think if you put something out there and always wanted to do it, and I also think like 2 years ago, I always wanted to go to Burning Man, always. That was on my bucket list. And you can't really prepare for it. You prepare for it, but I'm saying you don't really know what it's like until you're there.
Yeah.
But I saw, pictures and videos before I went the first time, and I was, doing a lot of like, oh, that would be cool. Like what, and
You
then you,
start feeling it,
yeah, exactly.
and
You
that's a
go,
vibration
right.
that goes out
You
into the
start
universe.
collecting your stuff that you
Yeah.
need, and you're preparing. You're doing it.
That is spiritual on so many
It is.
levels because you're vibrating out to the universe that I'm ready for this. I'm preparing
Exactly.
for it, and the universe has to respond in like. So you
It
find it
hears you.
and it makes, yeah,
I
and
do believe that. It hears you, it feels
that's
you.
a demonstration.
That's right.
Yeah.
And this is
We used to call that demo in prac.
yeah,
That's a demo. Look at that. I have practitioners
right,
playing.
right. And yeah, so
Anyway,
I think that's cool.
yeah. So anything, so I think, yeah, so I think visualization, whether it be a vision board, I love what you do with your phone because you turn your technology kind of into your vision board.
Yes, I do. I take pictures of things that I want to do, and I should make a separate folder for it, or restaurants. And I actually have done what I've
Hmm.
taken pictures on. So for me, I think that's great.
Yeah, because it keeps you, if you open up your photos, you're going to see it every time you open up that folder, and it just
Right.
reinforces.
Like when we
And
went,
if you, even if you just like click on it and look
right,
at it again,
right,
you're sending that out again.
exactly.
I love
Like
it.
when we went to, I always wanted to, um, what did we do? We did something with goats.
Oh, oh, the goat and tarot card
Yeah,
reading.
like I always wanted to be in a
We got to
teepee,
go play with baby goats
baby goats, and then we got to go in a teepee, which,
and have a tarot reading,
yeah, and there's a picture of me in a teepee. So it's,
and with a horse and with a lot of
yeah.
goats.
So
Yeah. So, anything that you, how do I want to word that? I just lost my train of thought.
any, is it anything, um,
Um, what does that say? Awkward. Okay. Anything absurd on your bucket list? Things like being shot into space or having a star named after you. Did you know you could have a planet named after you
not a
too?
planet, but a star.
But
Um,
you can do both. You can do both.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I think
it's
that's really
new.
cool. I think that's
I
really
guess
cool.
they ran out of stars.
Yeah,
Now they're starting to sell
that's
planets.
really cool.
Wonder how much for Earth.
Um, okay, so something crazy.
Hmm. Like a haunted hotel.
I don't know if this is crazy, but It's not really crazy.
All right. Do you ever want to stay in a haunted hotel?
No, I have no desire. No
Have
desire.
you ever?
Yes.
Where?
Went working at was it Santa Maria?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
Oh
hotel.
yeah, I heard. I never worked that
The door,
show or that
I did
site, but
very well that weekend, but
yeah.
the doors were slamming in and out. It was pissed. It was not a happy house.
I my old friend and I went to Chicago to see Hamilton, and I was looking for a cheap room. We were only going to be there one night, and so I booked a really inexpensive room at the Congress Hotel, and it's already booked and paid for, no refund. And I start reading about it, and I find out it's the oldest, most haunted hotel in all of Chicago.
Wow.
And I I don't want to be in a haunted hotel. She was like really into that kind of stuff,
Right.
and until we're both in our little twin beds, and we hear outside of our door what sounds like, if you picture a janitor with the old key ring with all the keys jangling, right? It sounded like somebody had a key like
Oh my
that
God.
in our door, which of course they didn't have keys, there were cards,
Right,
right?
right.
But it was like an old-timey
Oh,
door.
that's scary.
Yeah. And we're like, and then we heard a sound of like something dropping from our floor into a dumpster or hitting a dumpster. The next morning we woke up to find there's no dumpster out there.
Mm.
Um, and then we're both laying there and we can hear something in the walls, and then we hear something from across the room say my name out
Oh,
loud.
that's creepy.
And she flew out of her bed into my bed. And it was the most frightening thing. And I don't think we slept more than like 10-minute intervals, for a couple
It
hours.
sounds
It
really,
was
it
insane.
sounds
Ugh.
insane.
So no, I don't ever want
Yeah.
to be there again. Um, Another absurd thing, on somebody's list is becoming ordained and performing weddings.
Oh, that would be
Like, I
cool.
don't think that's absurd. I did
No,
it for I married a couple. Performed a
I
ceremony.
thought about doing that for a second.
Yeah. It's a
I
sweet
don't think anything
opportunity.
is
It's not absurd.
I don't think it's absurd.
No. No.
Um, yeah, I don't think it's absurd.
Have you thought about what you have accomplished that was on your bucket list?
We went to Burning Man,
You went to
slept
Burning
in an
Man.
RV, traveled Europe,
Hmm.
backpacking, um, being in a waterfall in Hawaii. I love water, so anything with water. Um, surfing.
Yeah. So you've had a lot of things to mark off,
Yeah.
right? I know. I too have a fairly, I mean, I have a really, really long list, but I think the top things are I went to Iceland and I went
Mm.
to Alaska separately and love both of them. Um, and I took a hot air balloon over the Nile River in
Oh,
Egypt, which was just, it'll be one of my core memories, as the kids say.
right.
Mm, I was saying it before that,
Yeah, core.
but really, truly a core memory of
Was it
my life
bussin'?
was that
Just
experience.
kidding.
Huh?
Was it bussin'?
I think it was bussin'. And then published a book. It's, oh my God.
Oh my. It's really
Everyday
good book. It's
Enlightenment.
really good. By the
It's
way.
a journal of inspiration to catch sparks of enlightenment in everyday living.
Yes.
It's a journal and it's a book.
Yes.
It's a burnal
Oh, look, you made a good word.
or a jork.
Is there anything that you wouldn't do like on your bucket list? Like, is there something that you absolutely don't need to do it?
No, it wouldn't be on my bucket list. Well, I know what I wouldn't do.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah, so it's definitely not on my list. Skydive.
Right.
Nope,
Obviously,
nope, nope, nope,
right.
nope, no
That's what I
skydiving.
meant. Sorry. It meant
Yeah,
it wouldn't make your bucket list.
no, no way in all of everything.
Yeah, I put I don't need to jump out of an airplane.
Never,
I have no desire to jump
never.
out of an airplane. Climb a building. I don't need to pretend I'm Spider Woman.
Everest, no. I
I
have a friend who just hiked to base camp, Mount Everest, maybe like 5 months or so ago now. But she tells her whole
Yeah,
experience of it
no.
and how cold and like, and it was more of a spiritual journey than
Yeah,
it was physical because you really have to,
oh yeah.
it's a
You have to be
mental,
extremely, extremely strong to
yeah,
even attempt
yeah.
to go
And
to even base camp.
yeah. But it's a mental fortitude too, so, yeah, I'm like, nope, I don't need to
Yeah,
do that
yeah.
either. I don't need the physical or
I
the
actually put that on
mental.
my list. I don't need an oxygen tank. I don't need to climb a building.
Yeah.
I don't need to be in a tank with a bunch of snakes.
Yeah.
I don't.
What if it was for a $5 million prize?
What would I have to do?
Get in the tank with the snakes for like a period of,
Do they bite?
I don't know. You're the one who's put that scenario out
Oh,
there. Do they? Do they? If they did, they're not poisonous. I don't think they put you in it. I don't think
for $5
anybody.
million, I would do a lot of stuff.
Is that one of the things? Oh
I
God.
do not like
I
snakes.
just feel like I'm gonna have a nightmare after this
Shut up.
conversation.
Let's not talk
I
about
need a
snakes.
palate cleanser on that
Yeah, let's not talk about snakes. But
one.
you know what I'm saying? I don't need to
Yeah,
train tigers
yeah,
or
yeah,
hug a
yeah, yeah,
lion. I just
yeah.
don't need to do stuff like that.
So we talked about what we already have
Yes.
done. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I feel like I'm missing something that we should be profoundly. Oh, I know. We were talking, you were commenting about accomplishments,
Mm,
about not being, for lack of a better term, prideful about it. So like
yes.
when somebody says, um, you went to Iceland, oh my God, that's so amazing. And me go, anybody can do it. It's not that big of a deal.
Right.
And totally discount the
What you did.
acknowledgement of what I did.
Right.
Tell me,
Well, when we were talking about it, I was like, wait, that is a big
it
deal
is a big deal.
because, excuse me, for me, I'll give example. Going on an adventure in an RV, never been in an RV before. To me, that was a big move, and I could say, oh, it was nothing.
Yeah.
It, it's it might not be significant, like, you know,
But it was big to you because you
right,
were overcoming something that you didn't
like a
know if you could
fear, right,
do. Yeah.
exactly, or sleeping in a tent. I
So it
didn't
was
mind. Right.
huge.
So I think not putting it down, what it is a big deal,
Yeah.
you know,
Let people acknowledge
what you've
you for
done.
what you've done.
Right.
It's not being egotistical or
No,
boastful. It's just receiving at the very, very base meaning, you're receiving love.
exactly.
And if you push it back, you're telling the universe, I don't want love,
Right.
because somebody extending a compliment to you is at its core coming
Exactly.
from love.
Exactly.
So
So it is a big deal.
don't shut don't shut it
Yeah,
down.
thank you for bringing that up because
Yeah.
that
But I think,
is,
well, and I'm grateful that you brought it up prior to this recording because it's a really, really important reminder.
mhm,
Because again, the universe is always listening and
always.
it's hearing the conversation we have with ourself about what is possible for us,
Right.
right?
Exactly. Exactly.
And we have to keep that in mind.
Right.
And I think gratitude is one way, being grateful for what we have accomplished and
Right.
what
I
we
think you
have
get
got to
more
experience.
of
Yeah.
what you do want than what you don't want.
What you appreciate appreciates. So again, you're telling the universe, I'm so grateful for these opportunities and these experiences. I love this. I love this. And the universe says, good, here's more of it,
Right.
right?
Right. Exactly.
So
Exactly. Exactly. And you could do more on your bucket list.
yeah, more things to check off.
Right.
But I think remembering to stay present here is super important too, because don't miss the good stuff that's
because you
happening
want to do
because your eye is
somewhere else.
somewhere else in the future.
Doesn't mean you can't do, doesn't mean I'm not going to Morocco. It just means that,
You don't have to every day say, no, I can't have dinner with you. I'm saving for Morocco. No, I can't
right,
go meet you for
right,
coffee. I'm saving for
right,
like cut
right,
off
right,
everything.
right,
Like
right.
that's not,
No.
no. Um, and I
Excuse
think
me.
on a metaphysical level, um, planning toward the future, toward the future, toward the future, and not being present tells tells the universe that you are lacking that thing that's in the future.
Right.
It's like when I say, I can't afford to go out to dinner. The universe hears lack and gives me more things to not be able to afford.
Right.
So it's really, really important how we are communicating with ourselves.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I agree, Beth.
So plan for the future for sure.
And do all the things you want to do,
And
but
in moderation, live your life, right? Find
100%.
the micro adventures because I know they're everywhere.
There's
I
so many.
And even my city that I live in has a newsletter. It comes out every Thursday in your email, and it lists all the things that are happening in our city, culturally and everything. And 90% of that stuff is free.
Yeah.
So,
Also, if you even, Google or Chat GBT, you could put in free events
oh, for sure.
and like, what is it, fever.com, or
Oh, yeah.
that's great stuff.
Yeah. Really, really super
Yeah.
inexpensive and
Yeah.
sometimes free. I think one last thing that's really, really important when we're talking about travel bucket lists is the absolute pricelessness of having a good travel companion.
Yes.
You got to be able to travel with that person.
Yes.
I had a boyfriend years ago who um we we were the perfect pilot and co-pilot. Like we never got stressed out with each
That's what
other
you
and
need.
yeah, and I remember him saying we are really, really good travelers and we'd gone to Mexico a bunch of times and other all across the country. And I really, really appreciated that because I have traveled with other people that it's not like that at all.
Right. Yeah. There's
You
sometimes,
travel very, very easily because you
yes,
are very easygoing. So when we've traveled
it's
together,
perfect.
Lisa is like the perfect,
But even when us three,
yeah,
there's no like
yeah,
weirdness or
no,
I,
that's a weird look. I don't know what that means.
oh,
I don't know.
oh, the look I just got, was it weird?
It was,
No, I don't know what it was, but I'm saying us three,
we travel well
like,
together.
really great.
Yeah, yeah. And there, yeah, three tinkles. But yeah, the importance of a great travel companion, whether it's a spouse or a friend or somebody you're
Lover.
dating or whatever. I'll go all White Lotus on us, but you really have to watch that
I
show.
know, I'm going to.
You're missing all of my White Lotus references.
I know, I know. I'm going to watch it. I am.
But
Maybe I'll start this weekend.
listeners, we would love to know what's on your bucket list.
Yes.
So
Big, small,
hop over to Instagram. Our Instagram is Two in the Closet podcast, all spelled out. Drop us a note on what's on your bucket list. And if it's on the big list or if it's on the micro list,
or if it's on no list.
yeah. Or if it's new now that we started having this conversation. And how do you keep track of it? Do you have a vision board? Do you journal about it?
Do you put in your notes on your
Yeah.
phone?
What do you do to keep that flame, that spark
Going.
going, right?
Because I think it changes all the time. Mine has
Yeah.
changed over and
Yeah.
over
I know
and
my
over.
priority
Yeah.
for some.
It's changed over and
Um,
over and over again.
Tag us in those comments so we can
Yes.
see. Subscribe and leave us a review. We appreciate
Love the support
spending a little time with us
in
every
the
week in
closet.
the closet. And if you like what you hear, you could really do us a solid.
And even if you don't, give
And
to us a solid.
yeah, and drop some reviews or stars or something, comments.
No negative
Yeah.
comments.
Um,
Yes.
we love you. We are grateful. And whatever is on your list
We
that you
hope you
want to see,
enjoy.
make sure to be present at the
Exactly.
same time.
Exactly.
And now we say, peace out.
Peace out. We're going to go on an adventure.
All right. We're going to go on a micro adventure
Yes.
into the living room.
Exactly. Have a good one.